Welcome back. Now we are going to create all the views that will enable us to manage the resource. So we need around 4 views. The first one is the index view, which will display a listing of the resource. We also need the create, which will show the form for creating a new resource. We also need the show, which will display the specified resource. And finally, we have the edit view, which will show the form for editing the specified resource. So on the views folder, that is under the resources views, let's create a new directory. And we're going to call it dashboard. That is because, remember, we have to keep all these views under this one collection. So inside that directory called dashboard. So that's why we have on the routes file, we have dashboard. So the first view is the index view. That is index.blade.php. So to have a consistent look on all across the views that we're going to have, let's copy the code from the home view, which is the dashboard. Select everything and copy, paste it on the index view. Let's change the title to index view. That one is for now. We are going to change it later. And also the title. So remember, this one will display a listing of resource. That means we'll display using a table, but that one we're going to do it later. So for now, let's just put a comment. That is a title. Display a listing of resource. Save that. Now let's duplicate the index. So this one now we are going to call it show. So the show view will have, or will display, a specified resource. And let's put also the comment. So display save. Let's duplicate this one for the edit. Change the title. So this one is display the form for editing. Save. And finally the last one, which is the create. So duplicate, so display the form a new resource. So remember, the create view will have the form for creating a new resource. So save everything and let's go to the dashboard controller. So let's start with the index. So this one is return view. Which is dashboard dot index. So let's copy this one to the create, then change that view to create. Save. Let's go to the show method. And finally the edit method. Save. So now let's go to the browser and see whether it's working. So as you can see, for us to be able to view the index view, we need to go to this view. Let's see from the route list. So here we have all these routes. which have been registered for that resource. So for us to be able to view the index, we have to go to dashboard as the URL. That is the URI. So immediately after laravel.test dashboard, enter. So this is what you're getting. So trying to get a property avatar of an object. So that is because you're not logged in, but there's a way you can do it. So let's go to the home controller and copy this constructor method. So copy that middleware, and then on the dashboard, put it on the dashboard controller. Save. Let's see. So now let's try to log in. So you're going to copy credentials from one of the users. So copy. And then password is password. And as you can see, you can be able now to view that index view. So display a listing of the resource. So this is where I'm going to display it. So let's check the next one, which is create. If you look on the route list, we have to go to dashboard and then create. So /create. Perfect. As you can see, we have this create view, display a form for creating a new resource. The next one is we have the show. So we have to go to dashboard and then show. And as you can see, we have the show view, display the specified resource, and finally we have the edit. So if you look here, we see we have to go to this URL, dashboard / and then the ID of that resource, and then /edit. So let's assume we have a resource with an ID of 2, and then /edit, enter. And now as you can see, we can be able to view that, to get that view, which is edit view, display the form for editing the specified resource. So everything is working fine. Now in the next lecture, we'll try to create the resource for that specific view. For example, if it's index, then we need a table that will display a listing of the resource. See you in the next lecture.